This is an indication that Bhutan is rapidly catching up with the least poor countries. A senior economist with the World Bank who said Bhutan would be one of the top 10 countries in the world that has achieved so much also pointed out that a good governance only can help achieve such a feat in so little time.
Well, what are the lessons I would draw from this? Is it's for the other countries particularly as to how Bhutan has been able to achieve this progress. I think primarily the answer lies in what I said earlier. A country which is governed well is able to achieve poverty reduction faster. And also, one of the things we know is that the provision of public goods is more equal. The poor and non-poor have equal access to water, sanitation, and health in urban areas, access to electricity. These are conscious public policy decisions taken by the government.
He also said the poverty reduction could be due to the robust economic growth fueled by hydropower, which is being efficiently used, and the conscious efforts in leveraging happiness. The head of the National Statistics Bureau said it is not surprising for Bhutan to have halved poverty, as there were concerted efforts at every level, including budgeting. For instance, the country had doubled the national expenditure to meet the target of the 10th five-year plan.
In the 10th plan, to reduce poverty to 15%. So, and the geo development grants, the criteria for granting these development grants, one was the population, one was the size of the Dzongkhap, and the other was the level of poverty in the Dzongkhap. So definitely there was, direct intervention into poverty.
Moreover, the report showed that most of the poor, especially in rural areas, suggest that road infrastructure and bridges, commerce, transport and communication, and water supply be priorities for the government. In urban areas, poor households insist on housing, labor and employment creation, and land and resettlement as priorities. Sonofunzo for PBS News.
Within a span of 5 years, the monthly consumption expenditure per person has almost doubled, according to the Bhutan Living Standards Survey 2012. Other findings also show that easy access to basic amenities has helped improve living standards in the country.
Back in 2003, the monthly consumption expenditure per person stood at about 1,700 ngultrum. In 2007, it increased to about 2,700 ngultrum. And in the recent Bhutan Living Standards Survey launched today, the monthly consumption expenditure has increased by almost two-folds. This means, on an average, a person now spends about 4,000 ngultrum in a month on goods and services. Similarly, the monthly expenditure of the Bhutanese household has also increased by two-folds in the last 5 years. According to the survey, the average monthly household expenditure is now about 18,000 ngultrum. In urban areas, the monthly expenditure is about 24,000 ngultrum, and it is 15,000 in rural areas. The ratio of urban per capita expenditure to rural and household expenditure has decreased due to this.
For instance, in 2007, it was 2.3 times, which means in the urban people consume 2.3 times more than the rural people. But in 2012, it has come down to 1.8 times only, from 2.3 to 1.8. Even in the household, at the household level also, in 2007 it was 1.9 times. Now it has come down to 1.5 times, which means that the consumption level in the urban and rural is closing.
The survey also shows that the overall electricity coverage is at 91%, with close to 100% coverage in urban and about 87% in rural areas. 92% of the Bhutanese population own mobile phones, with over 90% users in both rural and urban areas. Pematsuki for PBS News.
Break didn't come through. Well, we were about to go for a short break, but unfortunately some technical difficulties in the control room.